Incremental greetings. Slightly different layout than usual, and that's for a reason. Because now we will learn how to send Supermemo to the tray area in Supermemo. What you see here after the clock. So you can go to Window and then hide Supermemo or use Ctrl Shift G. Now I have my desktop. It's blank because of my privacy, but usually I will have the icons, all of that. And you see here, it's now on the tray area. For whatever reason, when you have this, it uses the very old icon from Supermemo 15, something like that, instead of this one, the Supermemo 18. Yeah, I don't know why. How you recover? You double click, or click once, and here you go. Do you remember the key binding? Ctrl Shift G, but now doesn't work. Ctrl Shift G, I don't bring it back. Yeah, because now doesn't have the focus. So you have to go, and here you go. Could be the case that you need to click. If you want to be at all times, you can drag and drop. Here you go. As easy as that. And then you click once again. This can be useful if you want Supermemo to be open at all times, like I do, but I do keep it minimized. I just do this. A very small touch, but yep, good to know. You can send it there. I imagine if you have a very small screen that takes space, or you don't intend to use it, but I don't know, you're browsing the web and you just want to import whatever you want, but the usage of Supermemo that day will be just for importing, and that's it. So instead of opening every time, import, closing it down, and rinse and repeat, you just leave it there. You just click, import, imagine that I import, okay, you are gone, Ctrl Shift G, you're gone again. I move on, Let's say I'm reading this article. I want to import it. Okay, so I click. And I will import it. Okay, I'm done. So once again, Ctrl Shift G. And I keep reading or browsing. That I just want to import, I don't want to start a session. And since I'm exploring for whatever, I have some flow, I may have a hunch that I may import more stuff, perhaps 2 or 3 more during the day, or perhaps 20, you don't know. For convenience, I can leave it there. That's a use case. Another use case is if you use the alarm because you're using plan. We haven't mentioned this yet. We will cover this much later in the course. But if you use plan, perhaps some periods of the time is because you want to schedule or plan your work, activities, and so on that are not done in Supermemo. Therefore, you don't need it. Let's say that I have a slot of 1 hour and a half or 2 hours for my meetings. So I'm not going to use Supermemo, but I want to be an alarm. That alarm rings in Supermemo. Then I can do that. Now I will set it manually. So I have the alarm in some minutes. So I will just send it. I hide it. I move on. I do the meetings or I do whatever. If I use a web app or Microsoft Office, whatever that may be. But then I will get alerted that, hey, that's the alarm from Supermemo. Another use case. Other than that, I think it's not that useful. In my personal usage, I never do this. I never hide it. I always have Supermemo first pinned. In my own computer, my laptop, I have 2 versions. I always have Supermemo 18 and 19 at all times. And not just pinned, meaning that if I close it down, stays there, so I can open it once again super quickly, is that I always have it open. What happens some days, because I record videos for this course or I work full time, that I don't have time to do my own usage of Supermemo, and I just get the message that, hey, you need to close it down so then you trigger the next day cutoff. So I had Supermemo open all day without making a genuine usage of it. That's all for now. See you in the next video.